When you hear that someone got dress coded, what do you think of? Like, you probably think of spaghetti straps, saggy pants, or showing stomach, or short shorts. And these are the only types of dress codes you hear about in our school because it's a safe suburban school with like many other schools like this. Those are the only kind of dress codes you hear about. But when you consider schools have a different atmosphere, if it's more dangerous or threatening, the dress code has a different aspect that many people don't think about. An example is the Columbine shooting in 1999, when Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold opened fire on their school in Littleton, and they killed 12 students and 1 teacher. After this tragedy, people started looking for answers and clues to see if they could have figured out why it happened, if they could have prevented it, and they were drawn to the shooter's clothing, which consisted of trench coats that had pockets deep enough to carry weapons. Certain clothing is not necessarily an indication of ill intentions, just like how wearing a trench coat doesn't mean that it's to store weapons. However, a dress code is needed in schools just to some extent to provide a standard of security. In addition, in Long Beach, a district-wide mandatory uniform policy showed a 30% decrease in assault, 50% decrease in fighting incidents, and 70% decrease in sex offenses, robbery, and possession of drugs. Which is more important, expression or safety? When students wear evasive clothing such as hoods, no one knows what's happening underneath. This goes for possibility of weapons, harmful substances, or devices that can assist in cheating. If schools allow any clothing to be worn, it will not only make students feel less safe, but it puts the administration in a situation where they have little to no control over.
The dress code is not only important for school safety, but for the friendly learning environment that school is supposed to provide. Clothes that are not permitted by the dress code do not just include showy, inappropriate outfits, but also offensive and unhealthy concepts that can be conveyed on shirts and other garments. The dress code forces students to demonstrate self-respect and respect for their peers by not wearing clothes with offensive phrases or clothing that promotes illegal or unhealthy substances. Although kids would love to wear whatever they want, it is necessary for the school to maintain a strict learning and safe environment. Drugs, alcohol, and offensive slangs do not need to be a part of school, nor should it be encouraged or idolized in an environment which is setting us up for our future. It is completely reasonable for schools to enforce a dress code.
Okay. 2 minutes, 21 seconds. Rebuttal?
So, under most dress codes, trench coats are allowed, and same with hoods. And it would be unfair to say that just because someone's wearing a trench coat or what they choose to wear, that they're dangerous and they're a security threat. It's not okay to just assume that just because someone's wearing something that they are a school shooter. It's uncomparable. Everyone should be allowed to wear what they want. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're dangerous to everyone. And also you said at city schools, uniforms bring down violence. That technically the security at the schools are what tries to bring down the violence. There's other security measures there to combat these issues. It's not exactly the dress code.
Yeah, and as seen in Tinker versus Des Moines, when students wore black armbands to protest the Vietnam War, the Supreme Court ruled that this was constitutional. They're allowed to. They have this freedom of expression, and taking them out of school is unfair. And it's not realistic to think that everybody who's going to be wearing a certain thing is dangerous and is going to agree with ideas imposed in schools, but there's other things and other tactics you can put in place, like high security at schools and metal detectors, that will combat these issues.
Okay, 1 plus, 0.4. Con?
Clothing is an element that shows self-expression. In a majority of schools, students are told to wear what they want, but are also partially restricted. They are given illogical requirements, such as wearing shorts that are long enough that when they reach their arms straight down, the shorts reach to the end of their fingertips. This isn't a reasonable restriction because many stores do not offer shorts of this kind and aren't willing to do this.
Schools also say that shirts with spaghetti straps are prohibited because they are too showy. They claim that shoulders are distracting. Yet, when you walk into a majority of clothing stores during times of hot weather, they are filled with these kinds of shirts. It is less likely to find a shirt that meets the 2-finger width requirement of straps. Why should students restrain themselves from buying clothes they like just because of irrational restrictions on what they wear? It is completely ridiculous of schools to do this to students, simply trying to wear what they're comfortable in and can easily access.
51 seconds, rebuttal.
So, the mention of how all these stores have all these really showy clothes, in the end, it's all for business. I mean, these people, these company owners who are probably multimillionaires are running businesses here, and they probably couldn't give a darn about how students dress. But students wear this because they're worried about being judged. But as previously mentioned before, with the student who was suspended, she got suspended for wearing improper clothes, and she was judged based off that. So, what I'm confused about is how implementing a dress code judges students more than having a student be judged for wearing the proper clothes.
There's a difference between implementing a dress code that might offend people who buy clothes at these malls or stores or whatever, and implementing a reasonable dress code. There has to be some sort of limit. You can't come to school wearing nothing. There has to be a limit to what we wear, like whether or not you like it. There has to be some sort of dress code implemented in all public schools.
1+, last point.
Very, very valid.
How do you think your boss will react when you show up to work in a cutoff saying, "Here's to my boys," in gym shorts, the day of a meeting with an esteemed client? Will your coworkers include you in a project you will be presenting if you're wearing torn jeans and a distracting shirt? Will the board allow you to continue as a member if you wear sweatpants to the monthly meeting? In the workforce and any professional setting, proper attire is a necessity for both maintaining professionalism and making a good impression on clientele and coworkers. The ability to follow a dress code or a requirement of any sort in a business setting is a life skill requiring discipline. This discipline is instilled in adolescents and teenagers through the use of a dress code in schools. Many people will argue that in schools, dress codes allow for sweatpants and leggings to be worn, which are not professional. But the purpose of a dress code is, in a high school, is not to always create a professional environment and appearance. It's the articulated expectations and enforceable rules created by an educational institution to reflect what it wants to see in students and how it balances safety, unity, and the individual rights of its students from source 4. This installation of values and discipline in the students prepares them for the workforce and for life, where your boss, your superior, or even the majority has the ability to fire you, promote you, exclude you, or even utilize your services wholeheartedly. The success of an individual is highly influenced by their ability to meet the expectations put in front of them. By installing a dress code in schools, that critical value is incorporated into an individual, destining them for success in the workplace and the world. This discipline from a dress code does not stop with wearing the proper attire at work. Discipline is also critical in turning in reports on time, showing up to work on time, treating your children, peers, and coworkers properly, and fulfilling demands that are necessary, even if you're not thrilled about it. Discipline is universal and a critical life skill, and the effect the dress code has on high school and elementary students makes such a value instinctual.
1 minute, 55 seconds. Rebuttal.
Okay, so you can wear sweatsuits under current public school dress codes. The way the dress code is enforced singles some kids out for breaking dress codes while others get away with it. In the workplace, everyone is held to the same standards.
There's also plenty of rules in schools that teach students discipline that would get our minds ready for the workplace, or that's the whole point of coming to school. But I don't think a dress code is really necessary in a school setting because we're not at a workplace here. I mean, we're professional, but we're not really giving really important meaning things. So it's not as necessary to wear a workday outfit to school every day. Yeah.
There's too much hypocrisy in this idea of the school as a workplace. We can't just say the school is a workplace when it comes to the dress code, but not when it comes to certain other ideas in schools, like gym class.
Okay, last point, Con. 1 minute, sorry. I'm sorry.
The dress code is a major obstacle in overcoming Western misogyny. The actual dress code itself is far more restrictive for girls, and with students entering high school as young as 13 years old, this creates a major issue. We as a society cannot sexualize or objectify these young girls by telling them their shoulders showing is inappropriate, and their thighs must be covered to promote modesty. These are girls who are trying to obtain an education, and as referenced in Source 7, what they wear should not be prioritized over their learning. When society tells these girls not to dress sexy because it's distracting, we place the blame on them for how their wardrobe and what they are comfortable in affects others. This concept deeply roots itself in an incredibly controversial idea, the "she was asking for it" mentality. A common defense from sex offenders that a provocatively dressed woman is to blame for an attack. I would like to think Western civilization is at the point that the majority would realize men are in control of their actions and urges. However, this clearly isn't the case. The only solution we can see for this issue is to stop blaming how women dress for other people's thoughts and actions.
1 minute, 19 seconds. Rebuttal.
Saying that it's sexism against women, I personally think, is not what this debate is about. And on Retro Day, I think last year, a boy came to school wearing cut-off short shorts that any girl in this school wears every single day. He got dress coded. Where's the sexism there? Also, androgyny, an androgynous dress code means it's a genderless, non-prejudiced dress code implemented to both male and female. X to Y has to be covered. No debates, no, if you're a guy, you can do this. If you're a girl, you can wear this. No, androgynous. Everyone wears the same thing, like in the workplace.
The con side tried to point out that the school is not a professional workplace environment. However, this is completely false. Our great teachers are professional employees, and they deserve a professional workplace environment where they can excel.
Also, I know as a female, if I wear something verging on the dress code, I am not more comfortable in school. I know that I'm aware that what I'm wearing might be showing too much, it might be too flashy. So wearing something professional makes me feel much more comfortable and much more focused on my education as a personal experience, and not just because I'm a female, just as a member of school.
And your reference to gym class wasn't part of your workplace experience. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to teach you how to live a healthy lifestyle.
Also, I think
Okay, 3 minute rebuttal. Go for it. Go for it, Con. Now this is an exchange between all of you guys, all right? Ready, set, go, Con.
The dress code for females is more restrictive. It just is. If you go to the store and you want to buy clothes and you are a female, you are less likely to find clothes that fit the dress code, especially for warmer weather.
Have you heard of Bermuda shorts by chance?
Do you think that's just more acceptable? Because it's not. The reality is, if you go to a store and you are a female and you're going to buy clothes, it's far harder to find clothes that fit the dress code. That is the reality. And it's actually our rebuttal. And if you're asking people to go to the store and buy these, you better expect that they have the money to pay for these things. Especially in high poverty regions that enforce a tighter dress code, usually uniforms. They're unable to buy the ever-changing dress code requirements.
I can count.